So hello guys, again this is from Adhav Krishna. So how are you all? I hope you are all doing fine. This is now the vectors class, which is actually the part 3. The first two parts were already been uploaded in this EduBytes. Please try to watch the video so that you can be prepared for this part 3 lesson. Very useful topic, vectors. Through this only we have been able to you can actually survive the whole 11th standard. Very useful chapter. Please try to make use of this video. Very useful. The first two parts are already given in the EduBytes channel. Please follow the channel. So in the first part we have learned about the basics of vector, about the basics or vector basics, about the vector basics. In the second part we have learned about the components or vector representation. We call that as vector representation. How we represent a vector through I cap and j cap, one of the most important chapters. Now in this video we are going to be seeing about resolution. Very useful and very important, used in, is actually given in the NCERT textbooks. Resolution of a vector. Okay, so without going before going into this, the resolution of a vector, I think you all be able to know about the trigonometry, which you have learnt in 9th standard. I mean 10th standard. So basically there is triangle. Okay, basically there is a triangle like this. So if the hypotenuse, if we name that as r, through an angle theta, if this is a right angle, we know maybe this is some called d, or this is a. We know that d by r is basically sine theta. These are some of the important things. But there is so important and useful, very useful, interesting formula. Basically this line, this length, the a is basically equal to r cos theta. Very important and a useful formula, r cos theta. D is basically equal to r sin theta. D is basically equal to r sin theta. One of the very useful formulas used in everyday life. You can actually see this used also in exams. Used in exams also. It's basically like a trick, a shortcut, a good shortcut. Please make use of it. This is actually used in resolution of a vector. I'm sorry. This is actually used in the resolution of a vector. This is something which will be helpful for us throughout this video. So in the last part, we have actually learnt about the vectors, right? So basically, there is a vector like this, and there is also another vector like this, and so the resultant vector would be like this, right? A triangle. It makes a triangle. Okay. So basically, this would be something which is called as 3 I cap. This would be something which is called as 5 j cap. Okay. So they may also so how they may have given a question like this, and they have asked us to find or resolute the vector. Resolute the vector. They may ask us to find the magnitude of the resultant. They may ask us to find this magnitude in the sense it's not actually 5 I cap or 3 I cap or 5 j cap. Magnitude in the real sense is the number. What magnitude is there? They are not asking for the direction. That's all they ask, and that's what is resolution. So resolution, we are actually resoluting the component form of a vector to the magnitude and the angle form. So basically, if you want to resolute like that, we basically use a formula which is very useful. Please note this down. The magnitude is given by root of the y component, the number of y, the x, the root of y component. Maybe let's for conveniency, let's use this as 4. For conveniency, let's use as 4 j cap plus 4 square plus the y component. That's the magnitude, which is basically root of 25, which is 5. So this magnitude is 5. They are asking us to resolute from the component form to magnitude form. magnitude angle form. So we also need to find the angle. So this angle is basically, I know this angle, but this angle, we know the tan of this angle is basically 4 by 3. So this angle is basically tan inverse of 4 by 3. Tan inverse of 4 by 3. So that's how you resolve a vector, like in this magnitude from the component form to magnitude angle form. Very useful concept, please understand. Okay. Now they may also ask in the reverse direction, reverse way. Reverse way, you can't be able to understand what is reverse way. Well, they may actually give a vector like this, a vector like this, and the resultant vector would be like this, right? And there would be a 90-degree angle. There would be a 90-degree angle. There would be 90-degree angle, yes. So they may have given the angle 53 degrees, maybe 53 degrees, and they would have given phi, which is the magnitude. Phi would be the magnitude. They may ask us to convert into the this form, component form. That's also resoluting. That's also the resoluting. The resolution from magnitude angle form to component form, to convert magnitude angle form to component form, I cap j cap form, here in this area, right? Just in the reverse direction. That's where we are going to use a formula. Phi, I already told you, right? If the hypotenuse is r, then basically the base or the adjacent to the angle is basically equal to r cos theta. Maybe this is a, this is b, which equals a. B is maybe equal to r sin theta, which is actually equal to b. Very simple and easy formula. So with this we are going to find phi cos 53. Phi cos 53. What is cos 53? From cos 53 is basically 3 by 5, which is, so here it will be 3 I cap. So this answer is 3. So we write here as 3 I cap, because then this is the positive direction. So I cap is in this positive direction. So 3 I cap. 3 I cap. What is this? Basically, we know that formula, right? Phi sin 53, which is basically 4 by 5. 4 by 5. So this is 4 by 5, 5 and 5 gets cancelled. So this is 4 j cap. Very useful. So they would be asking the resultant vectors component form. That's basically 3 I cap plus 4 j cap. So we have actually been able to resolve this vector. Please note this down. I will be clearing shortly. So very useful, no? Very useful formula. Where if there is hypotenuse being given, I'll write this. If hypotenuse is r, then adjacent of the angle is, what is it? R cos theta. Then opposite of angle is r sin theta. Very useful. Please note this down. Very, very useful. With this, you can actually resolve to from magnitude angle form to component form. Very useful and a very easy formula. Please note all of this down. Very useful. Vectors is very good chapter. Please try to understand, make use of both of this. So basically, as I already told you, if there is 3 I cap and something like this 4 j, 4 j cap. Actually, if you have not drawn like that, something like 4 j cap, they may ask the resultant vector. That's basically, if this is 4 j cap, this is basically 3 I cap plus 4 j cap. That's what we learned in the last part. They may ask us to resolve this to the magnitude angle form. Very easy. We basically use 3 square plus 4 square, the whole root, which is basically phi. Answer is phi. So this magnitude is phi. Angle is basically tan inverse of 4 by 3, which is actually 53 degrees. So magnitude angle form is 5, 53 degrees. So I already told you that, right? This is something very useful. So please try to make use of all of this. Very useful chapter, very useful topic and a chapter. So please, very useful. Please try to make use of it. Thank you, friends.